Electricity fascinates mankind. It's nature's most mysterious force. More than a century ago, a scientist had a remarkable dream for how to supply power to cities across the world.
His name was Nikola Tesla, and in May of 1891, he brought this futuristic vision to life.
Tesla allowed hundreds of thousands of volts of electricity to pass through his body without causing pain or harm. It was an early demonstration of high-voltage alternating current.
Tesla proved that he could use AC to safely transmit power across great distances. It was one of the greatest scientific discoveries of all time.
Although it can't be solely attributed to him, he championed the idea. And now, AC surges through millions of miles of cable to supply our cities.
But Tesla had an even bigger, more outlandish idea for another technology that he one day hoped to bring the world: to beam electricity through the air without any cables at all.
Giant towers would fire electricity into the atmosphere to circle the Earth and bring energy to people thousands of miles away. Tesla's dream to change the world, one he never fulfilled. But perhaps it wasn't fantasy.
The ability to transport electricity across open spaces with no cables would be a major scientific breakthrough. The question is, can it be done?
Many newspapers and periodicals interviewed Tesla and described his new system for supplying wireless power to run all of the Earth's industry.
Good evening, folks. This is Diamond from the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. On Friday, October 27th at 8:14 p.m. Mountain Time, you're looking at a website with the inventions and experiments of Nikola Tesla, including a description of the missing papers, which we're going to be discussing tonight. Because the papers have been released, I will leave you links to them in different sources, and we will be talking about what they say. Now, what we're going to go through is a few of these documents, because I have some information that suggests that people have access to Tesla's notebook. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I wonder who paid the bill. Now, that the government was vitally interested in the effects of Tesla and requested Spanel to lose no time in doing all he could to preserve them. Blois Fitzgerald, an electrical engineer who had been quite close to Tesla during his lifetime, advised the New York office that on January 7, 1943, Sava and Kosanovich, George Clark, who was in charge of the museum and laboratory for RCA, and Kenneth Sweezy of 163 Milton Street, Brooklyn, New York, went to Tesla's rooms In the New Yorker, and with the assistance of a blank, locksmith broke into a safe which Tesla had in his room, which he kept his valuable papers, including important blank, electrical formula, designs, etc. What is this? Important B. Is that a B? This is documents or something with a Y and a D. Interesting. So I'm gonna stare at this longer and maybe try to figure out what that is. Important. What's the word, folks? We're doing this together. Something that was so important they had to shrink it and black it out. Now, someone has this information. It was stolen. The FBI doesn't have it. If you come look through all these documents, these are just the documents that the FBI collected on Tesla's life and hit the monitoring of him, which they were doing illegally because he was a US citizen. But someone stole the information. And what I want to get at real quick here, you can peruse these missing papers, but these are the most important things. They have the information. It got into the wrong hands. They're claiming that all of his effects are in Belgrade in a museum, but someone got the notebook. And in the notebook is the information that was needed for Texon Utilities to produce this paper and to present it at a conference last year, Surface Waves and the Crucial Propagation Experiment. This is coming from Brigadier General Coram, William Miller, PhD, and Coram, PhD. They're brothers. On the Texas Symposium on Wireless and Microwave Circuits and Systems, IEEE, which follows Electric Universe and believes in it, Microwave Theory and Technique Society at Baylor. This was presented at Baylor, where they have found the secret to wireless energy transfer. Now, I know you haven't heard of this because the mainstream would not pick up on this. But for over 100 years, scientists and industry leaders have searched for a way to safely transport electricity over long distances without the use of conventional wires or cabling. Texon Wireless Power, trademark, systems utilize a long theorized but never successfully demonstrated terrestrially electromagnetic phenomenon known as the Xenic surface wave. I'll leave you links to the paper. You tell me what you think and why you haven't heard of this and why we haven't been using this since they stole the information, which is now out and has been kept in secret for a while. I was introduced to this about 6 months ago. You can invest in this company if you want. There are ways to contact them. I want you to look at this. The Tesla information is out in the public and it has already been developed. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, I hope you got something out of the video. I'll leave you links to all the Tesla pages so you can spend all night perusing all the receipts at all the restaurants you ever ate at. But this notebook was stolen and it took about 60 years to perfect it. But it's been done already. And it's been presented at a scientific conference. And you haven't heard about it. Wireless energy transfer is happening. Be safe.